had always thought of myself as an ordinary human boy, living a quiet life on Earth's outer colony of Solara 7, far from the political intrigue and cosmic conflicts that colored most galactic histories. My world was simple: school, chores, and occasional adventures into the desert plains of our mining outpost. That simplicity shattered the day I discovered a small, trembling alien girl trapped in a containment unit near the colony's edge. She was tiny, barely half my height, and her violet skin shimmered faintly under the sun's rays. Her large, iridescent eyes stared at me with a mixture of fear and desperation. I didn't know her species nor why she had been captured, but something deep inside me compelled action. The colony had guards patrolling the perimeter, and I had no weapons, no authority, just my wits and determination. But I couldn't leave her there. I studied the lock carefully. It was an intricate design, alien in origin, yet not impossible to manipulate. After several tense minutes, I managed to pick it open using a hairpin I had in my pocket. The girl's eyes widened as the mechanism clicked, and for a moment, her fear melted into disbelief. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice soft, musical, unlike anything I'd ever heard. I shrugged, feeling awkward under the intensity of her gaze. "Yeah, guess I did. Come on, let's get out of here before the guards notice." Her small hands gripped mine, and together we sprinted across the desert plain, the colony fading behind us. She didn't speak much during our flight, only clinging to me with a trust that was both terrifying and beautiful. I realized then that this tiny alien, perhaps no older than a child, had no one else in the galaxy to rely on, and I had become her lifeline. We found refuge in a cave system near the cliffs overlooking the desert. For days, I scavenged food and water, always careful to avoid patrols, always careful to keep her safe. She began to communicate in broken gestures, simple words, and eventually a small shared language that we created together. Her name was Elora. Over the weeks, I taught her about our human ways: how to eat, basic survival, and even some rudimentary self-defense. In turn, she taught me her species' abilities: agility, heightened senses, and subtle telepathy. Though she was small, her spirit was fierce. She never failed to astonish me. Eventually, the authorities stopped searching. Perhaps they assumed the girl was gone forever, or perhaps they never truly cared. Either way, Elora and I survived, forging a bond stronger than I could have imagined. Years passed. I grew older, stronger, and eventually left Solara 7 to explore distant systems, trading goods and learning about the wider galaxy. Elora, though still small in stature, grew in wisdom, skill, and grace. We became inseparable partners in our journeys, navigating both commerce and danger, always watching each other's backs. Even as time passed, I never forgot the day I had rescued her. And I sensed she had not forgotten either, though she never spoke of it. Then one day everything changed. I had docked at the space station Virelia Prime, a bustling hub on the edge of the Orion Fringe, to restock supplies. As I wandered the crowded marketplace, I caught a glimpse of a familiar violet shimmer among the throngs of aliens and humans. My heart stopped. It was Elora, but older now, taller than I remembered, her iridescent eyes reflecting both warmth and determination. Before I could call out, she approached, moving with a grace that seemed both natural and commanding. My mouth opened, but no words came out. She smiled, a teasing curl of her lips that reminded me of our early days hiding from patrols on Solara 7. "Hello, human," she said softly, though her voice now carried a resonance of authority I hadn't heard before. "Elora, it's you," I stammered, overwhelmed by emotion. She tilted her head, her eyes glinting. "I promised you once that I would never forget. And I never have." Over the next hours, we walked the bustling corridors of Virelia Prime, catching up on years apart. She had become a skilled pilot, a strategist, and a leader in her community, protecting those who could not protect themselves. And now, she said, she had come for a reason more personal. I was beginning to sense it before she even spoke. Her hand brushed mine, a casual gesture yet deliberate. "Human Kale," she said, pausing to look directly into my eyes. "I have come back for something I promised myself many years ago. I would not let this galaxy take you from me. And now..." She knelt on one knee. My heart froze. "I ask you to be with me. Not just as a companion, but as my partner, my equal, and my future." Time seemed to stop. I stared at her, the alien girl I had once saved as a frightened child now standing, or rather kneeling, before me, fully grown and radiant with strength and beauty. The world around us blurred. Voices, market sounds, alarms. None of it mattered. I don't know what to say," I whispered, my hands trembling slightly. "Then don't say anything," she said, her smile gentle but unwavering. "Just accept." I dropped to one knee beside her, feeling a surge of emotion that words could never capture. Yes, Elora. I will." And in that moment, a bond forged in desperation, danger, and trust so many years ago came full circle. The human boy who had once rescued a tiny alien girl had found not only friendship and companionship, but a love that would span light years and lifetimes. Life after the proposal was a blend of adventure and domestic joy. We traveled together, forging alliances, protecting vulnerable colonies, and exploring the mysteries of the galaxy. Elora's presence was a constant reminder of courage, loyalty, and the unexpected paths that life can take. At night, aboard our starship, we would sit side by side, watching distant suns rise and fall. She would often smile and tease me about my nervousness during her proposal, and I would laugh, knowing that all those years of fear, uncertainty, and survival had led to this moment. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable. But in Elora, I had found certainty, love, and home. And every time I looked at her, I remembered that the smallest acts, an outstretched hand, a moment of courage, could change the course of lives, empires, and hearts. From the day I saved a tiny alien girl to the day she returned with a proposal, I learned that destiny isn't about power or rank. It's about choices, compassion, and the bonds we forge along the way. And I would follow her to the ends of the galaxy, without hesitation, without fear, without doubt.